Hello everyone, welcome to mvpvishwakosha. Today we are discussing 23rd September 2025 current affairs. In that first point, that is about recent Delhi government initiative that is on smog eating technology. Okay, so here the Delhi government has ordered a feasibility study that on using photocatalytic coatings. Okay, that is also called as smog eating surface on roads and pavements and public spaces. Okay, so these coatings are titanium dioxide. Okay, based, and also the pollutant targeted are nitrogen dioxide and volatile harmful hydrocarbons. So the environmental department to sign an MOU with the reputed scientific institution within 30 days to carry out field trials and evaluations, and also monthly progress reports will be shared, and a final report is expected within 6 months of signing that MOU. So if you found effective and cost efficient, that plan to is to move a cabinet proposal for citywide rapid deployment, especially in priority high traffic locations and busy corridors, market, public spaces. So very important in science and technology, all these topics and all that photo catalytic coatings and that titanium dioxide. Okay, so that photocatalysis means it is a chemical process. Okay, so in which light activates a catalyst, that is light is often ultraviolet, so that will activates a catalyst here, that titanium dioxide in case, so which then helps break down certain pollutants. Okay, all that to all that hydrocarbons into less harmful substance, often nitrates, water, or carbon dioxide, etc. The catalyst itself are not consumed. So that is how the photocatalysis works. And titanium dioxide is chosen because it is relatively low cost and chemically stable and non-toxic, compatible with the common construction materials. Okay, and has been used in similar application abroad. So it is applied in coating, can be painted or applied on concrete surface, road pavements, tiles, sidewalks, etc. It can be applied. The idea is this surface then self-clean air in some when exposed to light. Okay? Delhi is a chronic air pollution problem, right? So this is why this technology-driven and scientific validated programs are very important. But some challenges will be there, effectiveness in real-world condition and cost and durability. Okay, safety and environmental side effects, scale, infrastructure, all that. It is very important. Okay, so that is about recent Delhi government news. Okay. Next, about that smog eating photocatalytic coating. Okay, so next that is about recent Prime Minister Modi about that is GST implementation and new GST 2.0 reform talks. Okay, so that PM on that 22nd September. So that next generation GST reform, that is GST 2.0, came into effect, right? So the reform include a simplification of the tax slabs only to major GST slabs, that is 5% and 18% for most goods and service, and also a high, that is for a luxury slab it is 40%. Okay, is introduced for certain luxury or demerit goods. So many essential daily use items, food, medicine, educational goods, etc., have been moved to lower GST slabs for exempted. So PM Modi has called this reform as GST Bajat Utsav, that is a saving festival, in his address to this nation. And also he claims that combined benefit for GST reduction along with earlier income tax relief will save citizen about rupees 2.5 lakh crore. Okay, so this is why you should know about all this GST slab previous that 2017, that is consolidated many indirect taxes, right, into one tax slab, that is 5, 12, 18, 28%. So often caused complexity in classification complaints, burden dispute. So rising inflation, cost of living puts pressure on households, and also reducing GST on commonly used goods is intended to provide relief to the middle class. Okay, and also the decision is tied with that Navratri festival, as mentioned by PM. Okay. So on this, that relief for consumer simplicity and reduce the complaints burden, and also the consumption and domestic demand will increase, right? And also ease of doing business and investment friendly and equity and welfare. Also federal cooperation and state role in that it is very very important. Some, but still some challenges, risk, and all that it is there in that, right? So all that about PM's speech. Okay, about GST reform news. Next news, that is about Prime Minister Modi's recent visit to Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura. Okay, so visit in that PM visited Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura. So in Tripura, inaugurated visited the tree developed Mata Tripura Sundari temple. Okay, and also the Tripureshwari temple in Gomti district, and also it is a part of a Prasad scheme for pilgrimage site redevelopment. Also in project in Arunachal Pradesh, total value of infrastructure project inaugurated launched approximately 5,125.37 crore in Arunachal Pradesh, and also two major hydro projects that Xiaomi district. Okay, that is Tata one hydroelectric project that is 1,750 crore, and Yo hydroelectric project 240 megawatt. Okay, that is also inaugurated another projects worth rupees 1,290 crore, connectivity, health, fire, safety, working women hostels, etc. So he laid foundation stone for announced frontier area highway to run parallel line from Bomdela to Vijayanagar. Okay, so also launched a second phase of Vibrant Village program in Arunachal, part of government's scheme to develop border or remote villages. And also other notable Prime Minister Modi interact with local entrepreneurs, traders, self-helping groups in Itanagar, and also emphasis on connectivity, community development, and power generation. So it is very important that that contest that strategic and border region that Arunachal Pradesh is a frontier state sharing that McMahon line with China, right? And also infrastructure in border areas. All that perspective is very important and also has both developmental and security importance. And also frontier area highway helps in better deployment, logistic connectivity, and also integration of northeast and vibrant village programs. All that it is very important, and also pilgrimage tourism. All that perspective is very important, and also in positive that benefits that development and livelihood, security and strategic guidance, and also better commitment and balanced growth is very important, right? In federalism and also tourism and cultural identity, green energy, sustainability, political, symbolic, all that are very important, and also some challenges will be there. So all that perspective it is on all that schemes very important. That vibrant village program and Prasad scheme and also infrastructure schemes and also energy policy and green growth. All that perspective it is very important. Okay. So next news that is about UP government decision on caste. Okay. So here that Uttar Pradesh government has issued a government order following a judgment of the Allahabad High Court. Okay, to remove a caste reference from several public and official records and prohibit caste-based displays and or rallies. Okay, so these measures include no more mention of caste in police documentation, FIRs, arrest memos, case memos, police records, notice boards, etc. Okay, and also vehicles bearing caste slogans or stickers will be challenged under the Motor Vehicle Act. Okay, so and also removal of caste signs, boards in public places that glorify caste or marks areas colonies by caste majority. And also ban on caste-based rallies or political events which are organized or for caste purpose, and also monitoring social media to prevent caste pride, hatred, glorification, caste-related incitement. Okay, and also some exemption that exclude the caste under the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Okay, that Act 1989. Okay. And also effective immediate of that standard operating procedure, that police manuals deletion and all that. Okay, very important. That Allahabad High Court judgment is important, and also fundamental rights and constitutional values, that Article 15 and Article dignity, that Article 21 and Article 14 equality. All that articles are very important, and the political and social pressure, upcoming census and caste enumeration. All that advantage and merits reduce discrimination, promote social equality and dignity, constitutional consistency, and de-incentivize that political use of caste, and also legal clarity and institutional reform in that. Okay, very important. Okay, challenges in that that. Okay, so that is about recent UP government order and all. Okay, next news that is about recent, that is Mysore Dasara 2025 inauguration. Okay, some of the facts and all. Mysore Dasara 2025 is a festival of 11 days. Okay, every time that's 10 days, but this time 11 days. So that is starting on 22nd September 2025 and anything in Vijayadashami on 2nd October 2025. Also, the inaugural ceremony happened at the Chamundi Hills at the Sri Chamundeshwari Temple. Also, that inauguration was done by Banu Mustaq, a Kannada writer who won the International Booker Prize in 2025. And also, this appointment generated controversy and all that, right? And also in that legal and political development, all that Karnataka High Court rejected that, and also Supreme Court dismissed all that. Okay, and so other aspect that Mysore City Corporation allocated rupees 9.5 crore for beautification, civic works ahead of Dasara, security arrangements and all. And also very important, cultural important, Mysuru Dasara and Karnataka Nada state festival with the centuries of tradition. Okay, Vijayanagar Empire, all that perspective is very important, and also it involves religious rituals, that worship of Chamundi temple and also royal customs. Okay, that royal family of Mysore and also culture program processions and all that. And also literacy and social recognition. Banu Mustak's appointment recognized her literacy achievement. Okay, international law, that is the Booker Prize. Also that politics, identity, and all. Okay. So very important positive dimension, inclusivity and secularism and promotion of art, literature, excellence and cultural soft power and state identity and legal precedent and judicial oversight and tradition versus change, all that perspective, very important, public sentiment and backlash risk, all that, some challenges, symbolism, substance, all that. Okay. So that is about recent, that is inauguration of Mysuru Dasara 2025 by, that is Banu Mustak. Next news, that is bagramairbase. Okay, that is US and Taliban talks. Okay. So here that Donald Trump, okay, so has renewed calls for the US to regain control of Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. So he threatened that the bad things are going to happen in Afghanistan. Taliban does not return that Bagram. So where and why matter, because Bagram is a Parwan province that is 60 km north of Kabul. Okay, and also it was the main US air facility during the 2 decades of US military presence in Afghanistan, and also the US withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021. So including from Bagram, the base was transferred as in under the Taliban control. So Taliban Afghan response, the Taliban government formally rejected Trump's bid, and also spokespeople said handing over it or out of the question. And also Taliban said that Doha Agreement 2020, which among the other things included a commitment by the US to respect Afghanistan's territorial integrity and not deploy foreign troops after withdrawal. And also there are reports that the US talks with Taliban for limited counter-terrorism presence in Bagram, including discussion led by the US Special MI and hostage response of Adam Beheller. Okay, and also discussion reported also touching prisoner exchange and all. So that is strategic importance of Bagram, and all that built by Soviet in mid 20th century during US involvement in expanded significant. Okay, and also US withdrawal 2021 Doha Agreement important, US Taliban. Okay, and so US domestic politics, all that perspective is very important. Okay. Okay, that is about this news, and next news that is about that is underground neutrino observatory, that is a Jiangnan. Okay, that is Juno. That is Jiangnan Underground Neutrino Observatory, Juno. So that is near China's. Okay, that is 700-meter underground under the granite hill. Okay, so it is a detector type liquid detector, 20,000 tons of ultra pure. Okay, simulator. Okay, that is and also nearby neutrino source. Okay, it is neutrinos are fundamental particles which with very small mass and no electric charge, and also they interact very weakly with the matter, which makes them hard to detect. Okay, and also they are also 3 flavors, that is electron, muon, and tau. And so they can oscillate, change from one flavor to another as they travel. Okay, and also the neutrino mass hierarchy or ordering question is one of the big open ones. Do we have a that is normal ordering? Okay, and also Juno is designed to help resolve this, and also reactors are useful because of the power plant are stable sources, right? And also by placing the detector at known distance and measuring and spectrum, that is antino neutrino, small difference in how many are missing due to oscillations and give information on mass difference and oscillation parameters. Okay, so in this that Juno is design emphasis is very important, that advancing fundamental physics, also astrophysics and cosmology connections, technology and collaborative benchmark and for future experiment. Okay, so in that perspective, exam perspective, in the exam they may ask about recent Juno, that is observatory related questions. Okay, that is about recent news. Next news, that is central government of India regarding new gas connections. Okay, so the Pradhan Mantri, that is Ujjwala Yojana. Okay, so the government has approved 25 lakh, that is 2.5 million, that is additional free LPG connection under that Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, that is financial year 2025-26. Okay, so with this addition, the total number of LPG connections under the Ujjwala Yojana will rise to 10.58 crore beneficiary families. The government has sanctioned rupees 676 crore expenditure for the move, and of this about rupees 512.5 crore is providing the 25 lakh deposit free connections. Okay, which includes cylinder, stove, regulatory, etc. So additionally, rupees 160 crore is allocated for targeted subsidy of rupees 300 per 14.2 kg LPG cylinder. Okay, and for up to 9 refills per year, as a proportional of for 5 kg connections also. Okay, also the rupees 3.5 crore are allocated for project management, administrative cost and all. Okay, so you should know about that Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana launched by in May 2016 to provide clean cooking fuel connection to women in poor household who did not have LPG connections. Key goals: reduce indoor air pollution, improve health, especially for women and children, reduce the dependency on polluting cooking fuels. Okay, and also Ujjwala 2.2, all that since 2021 expanded the scheme further. Okay, and Ujjwala 2.2, and also government also continues targeted subsidy for that rupees 300 per 14.2 kg cylinder up to 9 refills. Okay. So all that health and environment perspective, women's empowerment, clean and energy transition, social welfare and poverty relief. Okay, and also policy continuity and credibility, and also very important that affordability of refills over time and logistical access issue. Also ensuring that women beneficiaries actually use the LPG and fiscal implications. Okay, monitoring and leakages, and also sustainable development goals, energy security and budget and physical strategy, and behavioral and cultural change and political timing, symbolism, all that perspective, it is very important. Okay, that is about recent news. Next news, that is about that is K visa, that is by China. Okay, so it is that is K visa. Okay, that by China, that is diplomatic, very important. Okay, so from that that China will move for that USA's that H1B visa. Okay, that is actually a provocation, that is diplomatic in that, and security implication. Okay, so that is important. Okay, that is K visa, that is introduced by China, and also it seems like there can be very that job creation for that visitors, and that K visa will that introduce will attract that particularly in the fields of science, technology, engineering, mathematics for all over the world, an official statement. Okay, and also that decision occurred in August amend the regulations on the administration and all that K visa, which observers are calling China's version of that US H1B design. Okay, very important, and also that because of that job creation and opportunity for foreigners to get jobs in China and all. Okay, so that is about K visa. Okay, next news, that is about there is Project Vijayak, that is border road organization 50th Rising Day. So in that border road organization, the agency of Indian Ministry of Defense responsible for building and maintaining roads, bridges, etc. So in this project Vijayak is one of BRO's project. Okay, focused on the Ladakh region, especially in around Kargil, and it was raised in 2010. It mandate to build and maintain roads, bridges, tunnels in Ladakh difficult terrains and all. Okay, and also all that project Vijay celebrated 15th Rising Day. Okay, in Kargil, Ladakh, and also a plan of worth 1,200 crore has been announced for expanding infrastructure under that project Vijay. Also that widening the key roads and adaptation of advanced technologies, all that, and also over 1,400-kilometer roads built and maintained in Ladakh, 80 plus major bridges, and also casually paid laborers, better winter clothing and for them, and also cultural programs. Okay, so all that strategically, that frontier connectivity, rapid restoration of key passes, and socio-economic integration, welfare and workers and laborers. Also technology and environment innovation, all that political and symbolic perspective, it is very important, but some challenges will be there: maintenance and sustainability, and the cost versus the returns, and environmental risk, and weather seasonal limitation, connectivity, and it's not just that is just a physical, other supporting infrastructure required, right? So that is very important. Okay, that is about project Vijay 15th Rising Day. And, okay, that is about 23rd September 2025 current affairs. Thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exam. Thank you.